Hey y'all, welcome to this week's FOC show. For anyone who doesn't know, FOC is final order cutoff, and basically comic book stores have to do their ordering like about 4 weeks in advance for all their books. So if you are someone that likes getting the cool variants, you definitely want to put in FOC requests because it is the only way to 200% like assure that as long as the store does not get allocated or the distributor does not mess up their like orders, you will get the variant that you request because we'll order it for you and it will be in your name and stuff. But to put in your FOC request, you just send an email to the collective at thecollectivecomics.com, or you can send us a Facebook message and we'll make sure to put in your FOC request for you. So let me get over to the other screen. I am starting with DC. They have a bit of a shorter list this week because a lot of the stuff that was coming out is definitely farther in the series, and I like to try to focus on either the newer stuff or the stuff with like the sickest covers. Batman the Knight is a series that just started last week. It's a year one Batman story, but the covers are really cool for this one. In this issue, Bruce goes to Paris and he's like training and such. But if you've picked it up and you like it and you have a subscription here, make sure you add it to your sub going forward as well, because it is a new one and Danny's good at cross pulling. So sometimes people forget to add things to their sub, which is fine, but it's always good to try to remember to add those things when you can. Hey, Gerald. But yeah, Batman the Knight, I actually kind of want to read it. It looks really cool. I know some people don't care much for year one Batman anymore because it's year one Batman is a time long past, but it's definitely an interesting story. And Danny actually described it because it's written by the same author, Chip Zdarsky. I don't know how to say his last name, but he wrote Spider-Man Life Story. So Danny called this like Batman Life Story because it's a year one story and it goes through like his training. But next is Catwoman 40. And for anyone who doesn't know, in 39, it started with a new creative team. So it's actually like a good entry point if you want to get into Catwoman. The variant is gorgeous. There's a 1 in 25 for this as well. That's also really pretty. But a new creative team took over. So 39 is actually a good entry point for anyone that's looking to get into it. And like a Catwoman story. It's super like mob glam almost, which I like a lot. You can tell from like the variant that the aesthetic is very much like, you know, old pearls, like 50s, which Catwoman typically is. But no, it's a gorgeous cover. And it's definitely something that you're going to want to special order if you want it. Now this one, I'm probably going to ramble about for a little bit because I am a huge Nightwing fan. But in Nightwing 89, a 2-part crossover with Nightwing and John Kent is starting, which, if you don't know, Tom Taylor writes both Superman, Son of Kal-El, and Nightwing. So they're just crossing over his 2 series. But no, it's actually like, I'm really excited. I love the variant for this. I like the A cover a lot too. I think Brenna is an amazing artist. He's one of my favorites. But they, from what I've read, because I read the preview, and just so on and so forth, like kind of Nightwing Superman lore, I expect them to kind of have a very like sibling relationship. Because Dick's obviously like a sibling to most people he comes across. And John is like about the age of his younger brothers. If you squint, any of the Johns honestly are about the age of their younger brother pre and post like glow up. But no, I'm super excited for this. I think it's going to be a really cute crossover, and I think it's going to be very brotherly. But Dick looks up a lot to Superman because of, like, as he was growing up as Robin, Superman was, like, a mentor to him. But, no, I think it's going to be a very good crossover type of thing. And it's, did you hear about this, Brendan?
Which one? Tell me
Nightwing
about it.
89. It's going to be the Superman, Son of Kal-El, and Nightwing crossover.
I'm excited.
I am too. Bruno, man.
I bet you're more excited.
Oh,
but
I'm so excited.
I don't dislike Nightwing, but I don't think I hit the same level.
You should
excitement.
You should consider. Isn't that variant pretty too, with the sunset, all the pinks and stuff?
Yeah, it looks like a nice. Who's doing that?
Jamal Campbell. I actually started adding. You guys might notice if you watched before. I added all the cover artists to the slideshows for each cover.
Curran's here.
Hi, Curran.
There he is. Yeah.
But KL, I think, asked last week who did a specific cover, and I couldn't remember off the top of my head, so I added all the cover artists for each variant.
Sweet.
But Jamal Campbell's doing the variant. It's super pretty. I'm very excited, just in general, for the crossover. I think it's going to be sick. I also think it's going to be in high demand, so it's definitely something you're going to want to FOC if you want it, especially with the variants, because it's two of the most popular DC names in a crossover.
Order it? How do I order? How do I make sure I don't miss it?
You email the collective at thecollectivecomics.com or message our Facebook.
Sounds easy.
It is easy, and you should do it to get your variants.
Awesome.
Speaking of variants, Nubia and the Amazon's number 5. Beautiful variants this week. I especially like the C cover by Alexis Franklin. I just like in general when they do kind of like the painty covers. I think they're very pretty. And these are Black History Month covers, which are pretty neat. But I just like all of them. I think typically Wonder Woman universe stories have really good covers. Beautiful covers. And this is literally zero exception to that rule. But it's a good story too. It's a 6-issue miniseries, I believe. So it's closer to the end of the 6-issue miniseries. But if you're a variant collector because you like the art, lots of art, which is kind of how I try to pick for the show.
Mm-hmm.
So next is Wonder Woman Evolution, number 4, which once again, beautiful Wonder Woman cover. This in general has been kind of a good book. I've been keeping up with it. It's Stephanie Phillips, who we've had in store before for a signing. But the art is just super pretty. And this is another one that you probably want to order on FOC because it's getting closer to the end of this run. So it's maybe something that we wouldn't think to order a lot of for the wall if we're already sold out of the number 1s, unless we have demand. So if you want it for the variant, let us know and we'll make sure we have it for you. But we have to be able to know that.
We had 8 people at the door on Wednesday at 9:30 because they usually open about 9:30. That many people at the door coming in looking for variants. This would kind of put you at the front of the line.
Yeah.
You don't even need to show up on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
How about that?
They'd just be there. You would have to show up within the week, though. That's important.
Yeah. That helps.
It helps. But that is actually all of DC, funnily enough, because there was not tons and tons and tons on FSC this week. But leading into Marvel, which is where... Oh, also Curran. So Death of Justice League America is going to happen. It hasn't FOC'd yet. But when it does, I'll definitely talk about it here. Because do you know when Death of Justice League starts off the top of your head?
So, issue 75 is the Death of Justice League. The story arc is not called Death of Justice League, but it starts next week with 71. Anybody that's not subscribed to that wants that needs to either add it to the sub for the last 5 issues or special order all 5 issues. Justice League has probably been selling 3 copies a month. So it's not something we're betting on, but if the rest of the crowd wants to bet on it, we can bet on it.
Let us know.
This isn't on your FOC show. Technically, I FOC'd it last week, but the Aftershock representative was just here, and he let me in on Land of the Living Gods #1, which I believe I FOC'd last week. I have 30 copies coming in. He said that is supposed to be Aftershock's next big book. So take that as you will. We have 30 copies. I want to say it's 2 covers, probably 10A, 10 or 20A, 10B. But Land of the Living Gods should be coming out at the beginning of February. And he was saying that is a big book.
Big book.
Big book. What do we got now?
Avengers Forever #1, second printing, which the cover is really cool. I like it a lot. I started including all the cover artists.
Oh, look at that. That's the cover artist.
That is the cover artist.
I'm not sure who that is.
It's the cover artist.
No. I'm saying the guy in the picture.
Oh, I think it's.
But Avengers Forever, we did sell out of the first issue super fast.
Yep.
Issue 2 and 3 are right down the pipeline. So if you didn't get a chance to read it, despite the cover, whether you love it or not, this is your chance to jump in. Black Skull. Oh, this is the mixed guy, the half black, half Red Skull, half Venom, something like that. I think
his little text bubble says he's controlling the symbiote.
I'm talking punch, kick comics, and you're always talking indies. Listen, Cam, I don't want none of that. Current, Red Skull and Venom. That's what I thought. But yeah, so it's a cool design. Well, it's not a design because it has the word bubble. But if you didn't get a chance to read Avengers Forever, that's your chance to read it and get caught up with the story. Because number ones are long sold out.
Yeah.
And since we're talking Marvel, this FOC show is going to be your best opportunity to guarantee the crazy stuff. Like example, I was already sold out by 2:00 on Wednesday of every cover of Moon Knight, every cover of Venom, 8 covers of Hulk number 3, every cover of Strange Academy. Silk, really? Silk as well?
We have one more Silk.
So Silk, so these things, if you add them to your sub, if you FOC them, that's the best way to get them guaranteed. Yeah, Jerry, even though it's posted, so that was the reason I wanted to mention it. Even though it's already been FOC'd, I ordered 30 copies. We love Aftershock here. So obviously, as long as, unless like 40 people add it to their sub in the next 5 minutes, I can definitely fulfill any orders. So definitely, I can easily make Land of Living Gods #1 happen. And if you have a specific cover preference, I don't remember what the B looks like, but there is 2 covers. I know that for sure.
So Roberto, which Silk cover did you get? I'm curious. But moving on from Avengers Forever.
Jerry, I will make sure to sub you. Can you write that down? Because you have a pen. And then Captain America Iron Man has a second print for #1. We maybe have 1 or 2 copies of this left on the wall, but it is a really good 8 covers. So it is a really good series. I know that looks really weird at the top. I'm pretty sure they did. Oh yeah, it says not final art on the bottom. That's supposed to say Captain America Iron Man. That'll be the trade dress. So it's a black and white of the A cover. We have a couple A covers in our store, but if you're a second print guy, this is probably something we'll go semi-low on just because we have them on the wall. He grabbed the C cover, which was the one with a lot of pretty colors. I like that one.
I like the C one too.
But yeah, this would be something we'll probably order 5, maybe 7 copies. But if you guys end up wanting to FOC this, we will have a few. But like I said, I still have some A covers as well. So if anybody needs one of those, just let us know. I maybe have 1 or 2 left.
It's also a mini series. So if you don't want the commitment.
And number 2 had just come out. Number 3 will be out by the time this comes out. So like you'll be halfway through the series by then.
So more of an exciting second print. Death of Doctor Strange Bloodstone. And the cover is actually what the 1 in 25 was for the first prints, which actually has the new like key character on the cover, which the rest of the ones didn't, right? That's what you were saying about this one?
Oh, yeah. She's only on that cover. But somebody pointed out to me this, and I'm sure nobody was mentioning it before because they were worried about the like $30 the book was going for. You see how tiny they drew her feet? Like, in comparison, she's a grown woman, and she's got, like, the feet of a toddler. It's like Rob Liefeld was in here or something like that. Somebody brought that up in a speculator group, and I couldn't unsee it. So as soon
I can't unsee it now either.
So somebody drew very tiny feet. But no, this is Lila Bloodstone, which I think is like half-sister, stepsister, sister to Elsa Bloodstone, who is a kind of a big player, or at least people think is going to be a big player. So this second print, this was a one-shot. So whether you're reading it for the story or for the collectability or for the character, this is going to be a good one to pick up. I think there's a 1 in 25 incentive to this, so we may at least get 25. But if there's not an incentive, this will be something we'll probably go in like the 10 to 15 range. So it's definitely going to help you out to FOC this. Because if it does become a huge book, who knows what's going to happen on that Wednesday? It's very unpredictable.
Yeah. I feel like, too, like, especially with the second print,
look at her tiny feet.
Those are tiny feet. Those are not Rob Liefeld feet.
Are you sure? I feel like that could be what Rob puts out nowadays.
It could be. Small is better. It's quicker.
Adam Hughes sucks at feet, too. It's like, why is this such a hard thing? They can do hands and fingers, but, like, the feet are hard. They can put shoes on them. Like, it's really easy.
I want to see you draw some feet.
The cuffs on her boots are bigger than the friggin' shoe. Like, anyways,
you want a girl with big feet? Is that what you're saying?
Current FOC is final order cutoff. Pretty much unless the company is bad idea, it's pretty much going to guarantee you the book, because what happens is we put in those numbers. Most publishers feel like it's good business to make sure that number is what they ship out. There is the small situation where an allocation will apply, where like we will get 40% of the order or something like that. But like if 100 people showed up in the comments right now and ordered this book, in theory, I would order 100 copies. Marvel would send me 100 copies and we would sell y'all 100 copies. Guaranteed. Also, Gabe wants one.
I am putting him down for it.
Hey,
right
did
now.
you tell about the exciting new changes we got coming up this week?
Oh, so Monday, we are going to be pivoting a little bit. Monday's show will now be my collective spotlight. Yeah, Rob, this one's cover price. I want to say $3 or $4.99. It might be an extra side. $3.99. But yeah, it's cover price. It's cover price.
It's one or the other, but it's not $30.
But I'm moving the collective spotlight to Monday. Tuesday is really tough because we got new books going on the wall, and when an interview is really good, I feel terrible that I have to end it because I have to run out there and put books on. So we're moving a collective spotlight to Monday. I'll have a cool Kickstarter creator on Monday. And then Tuesdays, I'm not going to like do nothing, but I figure we can show off all the new books on Tuesday. Now, clearly, I won't be showing off things that were sold out of. So did you put Rob down for that? Mm-hmm. So I won't be showing off things that we're sold out of, but like things that we're going to have, like our pick of the week and things like that. I'm going to show off incentives that aren't claimed yet. We'll be able to show off. And by that time, we should have prices on those incentives as well. It's a little early to like price incentives 3 weeks out, but day before.
Have a better understanding.
Yeah.
And plus, we'll be doing our stamp book of the week too, so you get to find out what our stamp book of the week is, so you can claim that stamp.
And I like that, Rob. Can we put this big? Oh, it's going to cover our faces. But
who cares?
But Rob had a really good point. I don't understand. I don't understand what I'm doing.
I got it.
But Rob said might be 30 on Wednesday. I think if you just click it, it should show up. Might be 30 on Wednesday, if you know what I mean. So that's another good thing. That's the reason we're taking all the time, and Brenna's making graphics, and we're doing this FOC show. Because if you FOC it, it's not going to get marked up, not even 1 penny. Times are tough. You know, there are going to be situations where if nobody FOC'd a book and it's going for $30, we might put it at $9.99, but on the incentive wall. But if you guys FOC it, it's 100% guaranteed at cover price. There's no reason we wouldn't. So
it was like Moon Knight this week.
Yeah, we had one person FOC it. He got it for cover price. We only put him at $9.99, but we still sold out within 1 hour of opening.
Very quickly.
Joe asked, "What's an incentive?" So an incentive means it's a kind of, I could call it a goal, like to reach for as an ordering. So if we order with Bloodstone the first time, we ordered 10 copies, we got 1 of this. So a lot of times the store might not sell the 10 copies that they are ordering to reach. So that's why the price goes up a little bit, because you got to make up like for that. So like Catwoman had a 1 in 25, but we only have 12 subs to that. It might be a little bit more expensive than if we were selling out of Catwoman every week.
A simpler way of putting that is it's the publisher's way of holding us hostage to make sure that we order all the books that they want, because they see their numbers go up. And then, of course, so when you see all those books on the stands, it's like some of those things are on the stands because we had to reach for an incentive. We feel so incentivized.
Yeah, we're incentivized.
We are so incentivized.
So we look at all the ones that are like, ooh, that incentive didn't really pay for itself. But some of them,
what do we got next?
We make it up in the long run.
Oh yeah, you gotta be over there.
Okay, I'm stopping interrupting your show.
Oh, that went back.
Ooh, Black Panther 4.
The first X-Gwyn variant of today, and not the last.
Yeah. About the Thor 21. Oh, so actually, I am glad Rob mentioned that, because I don't think what is this FOC show number 3 maybe for you?
Yeah.
So we did not do an FOC show for when Thor 21 was on solicitation. We did do one for Thor 22.
I talked about the second print last week.
Yeah, we're already, and this is kind of just what happens. This is why FOC is so important. So I did up my numbers on Thor 21, not by a lot because Thor 20 hadn't come out yet. But we upped our numbers, but the thing was, between the time that Thor 19 came out and Thor 20 came out, about 10 people added it to subscription. It is post FOC, so there obviously is no guarantee. But if you have it on subscription, I'm going to pull it for you rather than put it on the wall. So Thor 21's already sold out at the collective. I tried to order some more through Marvel. It shows it's temporarily out of stock. We'll see what happens. But Thor 22, I did order 50 copies of because I got crazy. Hopefully it works. But no, so sometimes, guys, that is a situation. Like, you can add things to your sub afterwards, but it's definitely a gamble, especially on higher issues. Black Panther is number 4. This is going to be when I start cutting my numbers. So the A cover very well could only see 2 or 3 on the wall. This Gwen cover, because it's crossing over with Phoenix, which is a very popular character, I will probably, just off the top of my head, order 5 copies. But if nobody puts in an FOC for that, that's probably all I'm going to order. So just make sure you let us know if you're a big X-Men fan, you're a big Gwen fan, or a big Dark Phoenix fan, because I know a lot of people are Phoenix fans. Let us know about that cover specifically. And if you want the A, if you want to add Black Panther to your sub, issue 4 is the time to do that.
What do you do about books that don't have images when you're FOCing?
So books that don't have images when I FOC, I do not do 0 because some competitors in the area will do 0. So I'm not gonna not have any, but I probably still only do 3 to 5. So if there's no image, for the La Roca cover, I'll probably order 3. If an image shows up before Monday evening, feel free to contact us and we can easily order that cover for you. But sometimes Marvel does a terrible job and those covers will be shown on Tuesday when it's too late for everybody.
I also, as I was doing this, bounced back and forth about whether I should even, include the ones without images. But on the off chance that you really like the artist and you don't care what the cover looks like and you want it because you like the artist, I didn't want to short you on the opportunity.
Well, because like Curran said, let's say the Phil Noto one was the one that didn't have image. There's Phil Noto fans, so they might still want it. Same thing with Art Germ, Scotty Young, people like that. Rob knows that Manny loves Scotty Young, so it's like we just write Scotty Young. It might sell.
There is a Scotty Young cover for a later book for Ghost Rider, actually, which I saw. It's actually a pretty good cover, but besides the point.
Oh, we're going alphabetical, I can tell. Carnage Forever. So
number one.
Again, guys, I don't know if this has been mentioned before. Marvel does not offer returnability to us. Obviously, if you buy a Marvel book and it stinks, you can return it to the store. We're not going to be mad. But Marvel doesn't offer returnability, so that affects the way I order comic books. Independents, I love Scotty. Travis Gibb, we love Travis Gibb, and we also love Lauren. But
we do love Lauren.
Image or whatnot will have returnability, so I can take as high a stance as I want on a book from Image. That's number one. And if it doesn't end up selling, we returnability to all books. But unfortunately, Marvel's the one company that's taken a staunch case on that. Now, to be fair, I probably will order Carnage close to Venom numbers, so that's 50. These were the only 2 covers, right? And then there was incentives.
Yep.
1 in 25, 1 in 50. I will probably reach for those because they are Carnage books. But again, not final art makes me think that the Mark Bagley cover is going to have colors on that. So expect final colors to be added to that. But I will admit that A cover by Kendrick Lim is absolutely the one. That's the move. A covers tend to hold value. Kendrick Lim is a phenomenal artist. And just look at the detail on that symbiote on Carnage. I mean, that's the way to go. Mark Bagley is the creator of Carnage. He's the first guy to draw Carnage. So I understand why people might want to go Bagley, but that Kendrick Lim cover is hotness. So just make sure Bagley is given up. See, it's just like, I understand why they signed him to do it, but it's not the cover for me. In a perfect world, if I had to order right now, I'd probably do 40A, 10B, and we call it a day. But if you guys have a specific cover you want, just let us know. And if you want to try to put your name in the hat or be the first name in the hat for the incentive, let us know. We can't guarantee a price this early out, but you can definitely be the first person to hear what the price will be. And
also, Roberto, I did put you down for the X-One. Just so you know.
X-One. Oh, Devil's Reign Spider-Man?
Yeah,
that
it's a one-shot.
That already happened. Oh, no, never mind. That was Doctor Strange Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Just
I was
kidding.
like, this didn't happen.
Just kidding.
Spider-Man's
in everything. Spider-Man's in everything.
Devil's Reign is in everything.
So this is a Devil's Reign tie-in. So it's, at this point, I'm just explaining how the whole world works. But Devil's Reign tie-in. So I will cross-pull. I will order it to what I expect to sell Devil's Reign at. And then my people who are subscribed to Devil's Reign will get an A cover with an extra book tab in their box. Doesn't mean they're all going to buy it. A lot of times, some of them do bounce back. But that's why even one-shots like this, our tie-ins, are good to FOC because the one that we sold out a ton of was the X-Men Black Knight.
Oh, yeah.
Because X-Men, so I cross-pulled it for all my X-Men people, and then by the time it was all said and done, I had 2 copies for the wall. This will get pulled for Spider-Man people as well. So if you're not on Spider-Man or Devil's Reign, just make sure you mention this to us, whichever cover you want. Now, I will admit, I'm not familiar with either of these cover artists, so this could very well be these guys' breakout cover art. So just keep an eye out on that. But this will get cross-pulled for Spider-Man and Devil's Reign, so I might not have many copies for the wall.
It's also a 3-issue miniseries.
3-issue mini.
Not a one-shot, which sometimes they are. But this one isn't. Okay, I'm warning you. I have 3 slides of covers for this book.
So, Ghost Rider #1,
So 3 slides of covers makes me think we have at least 8 to 9 covers open order.
It's also extra sized for a first issue.
$5.99. I did just hear about this. They upped it to about 54 pages, from my understanding. $5.99. Tons of beautiful covers. The A cover by CARNAGE is great. I'm not a huge fan of Momoko's cover. I mean, I like Momoko. That one just isn't it for me. The window shade variant looks great. What else we got?
The X-Gwen cover.
The X-Gwen cover is now. I'm guessing that's Ice Queen. I forget what her name is. Not Killer Frost. Frost Lady.
That's the one that was on the Double Train X-Men book.
Ice Frost.
Also, Lauren,
Jesus.
I have it down for you.
I'm a DC guy, so somebody's gonna kill me because they're gonna immediately know the name of that lady. But Frost Queen. Todd Nowak. I will be honest with you so that you guys understand how our Emma Frost. There we go. So that people understand how we do our ordering. Me and Brendan both kind of agree that the headshot variants, I mean, I don't think Todd Nowak is a bad artist, but the headshot variants just don't do it for us. I order one of any headshot variant, whether it's a number 1, whether it's a number 62, I order one. So if you're in love with that headshot variant, just let us know. I will order you one, but typically I order one for the store because there's so many better covers. I'm sure we have one more slide of covers.
Yep.
So look at that, like the wraparound by Stagman, Scotty. It's like, why would I order a lot of that other one? Yeah. The Scotty is sick. I'll probably make sure to drop one of those in Manny Cole's box and a couple of other. I know Jason Higgins is gonna. I mean, I probably drop all of these in Jason. The wraparound is cool because it has all of the Ghost Riders. So Ghost Rider number 1 is a book that we're gonna have a decent amount of, but because there's so many covers, it'll be feast or famine with some of the variants. So if you love one of these variants, and can you go just back and show all of the slides again? So if you love any of these variants, and even if you love the A cover, because again, even if I'm ordering 100, to split it across 9 is very tough. So just make sure you mention which cover you want, so that way it can be guaranteed. Daryl, so A cover and a Scotty. That makes it easy because I know Daryl is going to want at least one. That makes it easy. But yeah, we'll definitely go high on this. I love Ghost Rider. We have the poster in the store. We have a lot of customers that have been asking about Ghost Rider for a long time. We'll go high on this. We'll keep selling it. But definitely just let us know what cover you want, because that is the most important part with something like that with 9 covers.
Lots of covers.
Ooh,
Speaking of lots of covers.
I think this one only has like 4 or 5.
Yeah, but it's so
this is extra size from my understanding. If any of you ever grabbed X-Men Grand Design, which came out 2 or 3 years ago, it was almost like treasury size. So this is roughly the same thing. It's going to be a treasury-sized Jim Rugg Hulk book. Very old school style. It's going to feel retro. It's going to feel like vintage Hulk. And you said there's other covers?
There is. Those are the last 2.
So, like I said earlier, I didn't like the Momoko. I actually like this Momoko one a lot. We'll probably go a little bit higher on Momoko and Ed Piskor because I like the homage to that Wolverine book as well. So, 4 covers though, it is going to be a little more expensive, so we're not going to go crazy on this because it's extra sized. It's a little weird. People just like magazine DC comic books, people are always a little hesitant. Bags that fit these covers. I believe these books are going to be too big for a magazine board and bag. I am pretty sure I'm correct on that. So no, we do not currently have bags that would fit this. That's unfortunate, but it's the I believe Jason, I had a feeling I would have probably dropped that cover in your box, that or the Momoko in your box with an extra book. But I have to catch up after the video's done. Yeah, Manny, you can always, I'm gonna repost it on Facebook too, so that people can rewatch the YouTube one, so it's easy to skip through and everything like that. But yeah, treasury size stuff, or I think Bren said it's called Life Magazine size is what they call it from Ultra Pro. So if you ever find Life Magazine size, that's what you're looking for something like this.
Also, real quick, just to go back, the Jim Rugg cover, like just the A cover, he's writing and for doing the art, and the A cover is his art too. But it's all him doing that book. Like there isn't really different artists or anything. And I thought that was cool. And I've noticed that some people like getting covers that match the person that's doing the interior art. So that's a good opportunity. Also, Iron Man number 7, another X-Gwen variant. 17.
So I was just going to say, you might be asking yourself why Iron Man 17 is on the FOC show. It's because like I'm going to have one copy of that A cover on the wall. The Gwen cover has me feeling all sorts of ways. I can't really tell if it's amazing or not. So again, probably 3 to 5 on that. And then this is where it really kills me. It hits me in the heart. There's a Black History Month cover, but I have no image for it. So it's like, I'm assuming it's going to be Rhodey and War Machine, but like, we don't know how good it's going to look. Sway is an amazing artist. I'll order 5 right now, like but with no art, it's like, I really don't know where to go. So if you end up seeing art for that, or if you do want to end up, I honestly Curran, I think it's going to be Rhodey. Riri, that's the thing. If it's Riri, that potentially warrants 10 to 15 copies because Riri is the thing. If it's War Machine, that's 5 copies. And for some reason, I have a feeling I won't find this out until after the book FOCs. Yeah. So that's why it stinks. That's why I like that Brenna's mentioning it in there. But it really stinks because we have about 24 hours, or no, we have about 48 hours to hopefully Marvel put it into high gear and get an image out for that. So
I did also check again, like right before the show, to make sure all the ones that I had listed as no image currently available really didn't still have it available. I fixed a lot of them, but all the ones that I have as of right now actually don't have them. But
Miles
35, another X-Gwen variant.
I believe Miles 35 is going to have a 1 in 25. I am going to be real with y'all. I reach for that every single time, and it bites me in the butt every single time. I've never sold out of Miles Morales at 25 copies. I will beat myself in the head and do it again. But likely in this situation, I'm doing 20A and 5B. Pete Woods isn't an artist that I'm aware that people love. And I'm not even sure which, unless that's supposed to be like Black Knight or something. I'm not really sure which X-Men she's supposed to be. And that A cover looks nice. I mean, it's issue 35. It's kind of crazy that I'm ordering 20 copies when I only have like 12 subs. But we will definitely reach for the 1 in 25, and we'll have some of these for the wall. But not very many X-Gwens, just because it's safer to go with A's in our situation. Oh, Captain Britain. Because when I saw the sword, I knew it was going to be something like that. So Captain Britain, so like, some of my Excalibur people might check it out and things like that. But again, we will do 25. So there will be wall copies of this book. But if you're thinking variant, definitely let us know.
Curran brought up a good point. Spider-Verse 2 drops soon.
Well, yeah, that's... Hold on. Oh, yeah, because of Miles?
Yeah.
So people are... Curran,
look at what happened to Moon Knight.
Curran, I really hope that Spider-Verse 2 means that everybody's going to come and buy Miles Morales Spider-Man issues 20 through 34 from me. I really hope.
Anyways, taking Danny away from this book. Shang-Chi number 9, another X-Gwen variant.
Okay, so I don't think this has an incentive, but I will tell you, I love everything about that X-Gwen variant. The artist is awesome. The colors are awesome. I can't tell. Oh, she's Gambit. Yeah, that's what I thought. She's Gambit. It's a real cool, like, gender bent take on Gambit. So I will definitely order up. So that the reality of that, me telling you guys that, means I am not going to order very many A's and B's, because I'm just going to stock up on that X-Gwen variant because it's so awesome. So I'll order A's to subs +1. I'll probably order like 1 B cover, and then I will do like 10 of that X-Gwen because I think that is awesome. People love Gambit. They just hate to admit it because he's a nobody, but I think people love throwing Gwenbit. Yeah.
I was trying so hard not to say that.
Yep. Gwenbit. So yeah, that's I will be going high on that, but if you want an A or B, just let us know. We did have somebody cancel Shang-Chi sub, so I will be lowering my numbers. So just let us know at number 9.
She-Hulk number 2, which I just want to say again, and I know I said this earlier about a different book, but if you got issue 1 and you liked it, add it to your sub, because it makes it super easy to make sure you always get them. Because like I said earlier, Danny's good at cross-polling, to where sometimes you might forget to add things to your sub, but you definitely want to keep up with your sub, because then when things get more limited or when things become keys, like, you are guaranteed to get your books because you'll be on sub for it. Also, She-Hulk just has cool covers. Another X-Gwen variant, but I actually really like the Jones variant because of the purple and blue ombre. I think it's really pretty.
Yeah, I like that she's running like in her street clothes, and then behind her she's in the her superhero outfit. Daryl loved the book. I think he's talking about She-Hulk. She-Hulk was BA, and it was a good book. Jen Bartel's doing A covers for this book at least through the first 5 issues, because I just saw her tease her cover for issue 5. Jen Bartel's a great artist, so even if you just have it on sub, you're going to get an awesome cover. David Nakayama, DNA as they call him, is great on variants. I will definitely be ordering some of this. The B cover, is there a second page of covers, or is this it?
I think that's it. That is it.
So that C cover or whatnot, I'll order. I mean, it's a number 2, so even though it's not returnable and it's a book that sold really well for us, the numbers will be high. But if you want a variant, just let us know, because you never know what's going to happen. As Rob said, you never know when something's going to be $30 on Wednesday.
Yeah. So Silver Surfer Rebirth, there's an X-Quinn variant for this, but there was no image. So if you like X-Quinn and you want to take that gamble, do it. But there were no images.
I think that's cover A for She-Hulk.
Yes.
Silver Surfer Rebirth 2 is going to be something that we'll order pretty decently on. But again, hopefully Monday I have images for those. You can always, if you're watching this show right now, yeah, Rod Reese. So I was going to say, if you're watching the show right now and you're curious, right, you see this and you're curious, you can always contact us on Monday and say, hey, just wondering, was there ever an image released for, that cover, the X-Quinn Silver Surfer cover? Likely, I'm going to order at least 5 to 10 of that and 5 of Charles, because this is a number 2. But yeah, it makes it tough when I have 3 covers and if only one I have an image of. But, Silver Surfer is something I can easily probably order 50 copies of still. So
Also,
we'll make that
Lauren,
work.
I'll go hunting for you as soon as the show's over. I'll go see if we still have one. Oh, a link? Is that an image, Daryl? Did you crack the code?
I think
Did you
he might
hack?
have. He might have. I wish I would have brought my cell phone with me.
Alright, I'm fine. I'm gonna check real quick. If you want a keyboard,
How
feel
do I do
free.
it? Down?
No.
Right?
Yes.
X Lives of Wolverine. Oh, X Deaths of Wolverine 3. First issue actually did really well, considering Wolverine has kind of fallen off. It's weird because it kind of has that Hoxpox feel, the House of X, Powers of X. X Lives comes out, then you do X Deaths number 1, then you do X Lives number 2, then you do X Deaths number 2. But it should only be 10 issues, 5 of each. Really great material inside. Adam Kubert A covers. Mark Bagley actually doing a decent job on a B. In-Hyuk Lee on the spoiler cover. Yeah, they're not going to give us the image on it, but you see who's working on it. In-Hyuk Lee is killing it, so that's probably something worth 10 copies.
So I'm actually just gonna throw this up real quick because it's real.
Oh,
It's a real image.
her being. Oh my God, what's her name? Daryl. What's her name? Not Fire. That's DC. But I know who it is. It actually looks really good. Definitely something we're going to order 10 to 15 of. But if you get a chance, that link will actually take you to the image. And we will make sure to get that. Oh, Polaris. That's her name. Yep, Polaris. So it's Gwen as Polaris. I think it looks really cool. Definitely a little bit better than some of the other ones. Oh, cool. Thanks.
Did you finish
it?
Yep.
This little task here. So when we slow
Oh,
down,
there's one more.
Oh, there's
cover.
one. And that's
I like this
interesting.
cover.
It's interesting.
It's very cybery.
Yeah.
I really like the
Oh,
colors.
Christian Ward is usually good. I expect a little better from him. But
Rude. Recreate this cover, Danny. I want to see
I can
you
draw
draw
that.
it.
I can draw that. But yeah, that's a good cover. So that'll be the other variant. But again, X Deaths, if it keeps selling well, I mean, it's a book that we're going to order 25 to 50. So
The Moon Knight Legacy Complete Collection. The trailer dropped. I know you probably all know this.
Kayla.
If you want to get caught up with your reading, this collects issues 188 through 200, and I think it's funny that it calls it a complete collection, and then only
And then
has-
it only has, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Besides the point. It's the 2017 run, so if you want to get caught up on some of your lore before the show, is it a show or is it a movie?
The show, I
A
believe.
show. If you want to get caught up on your show, read the issues. I don't know. Midnight seems really cool.
It's a good run. The 2017 run's one of the ones that it's like where he really just like is a crazy person. So like that's what people think the show's going to be a little bit more about.
Which Oscar Isaac being a crazy person, sign me up where?
So he's pretty much just Poe Dameron from the the second movie when he has to get in a space race and the lady the lady from Jurassic Park doesn't want to.
Oh my god. You can
Laura Dern or whatever. Hey, I just refer to people as whatever they played in the first movie I ever saw them in, all right? Michael J. Fox is Marty McFly.
Oh my god.
Me, You Love in the Dark trade paperback. Scotty Young's writing with Jorge Corona's art. It was an awesome book, really beautifully done. Finally hitting trade from Image 1 through 5. Really good.
That's a whole run.
Yep. And I think it ended. Oh, thanks, Bren.
Thank you, Bren.
He just spilled some chips or something. He was just eating back there.
But this is a whole run, and it's actually like a really good series. Everyone that's picked it up like at the store has come back and said that they absolutely loved it. So, I mean,
it's a must-have for
yeah.
people who love either great art or Scotty Young's writing, because Jorge Corona is phenomenal.
And then this is the last thing up.
Is this the last thing?
Yes, which a 15-minute show has turned into a 40-minute.
I told her to do this book. So G.I. Joe is not a heavy hitter in the store, I will admit. But I like the opportunity to have a new G.I. Joe #1. So we have G.I. Joe Saturday Morning Adventures #1. It's obviously it's catered towards G.I. Joe fans, especially those of you that grew up watching the cartoon.
It's based on the cartoon.
It's based on the cartoon, but it also gives you that opportunity. It's definitely not a kid's book, but it's an all ages book in that sense that if you have a 12-year-old or even maybe a little bit younger that hasn't fallen in love with G.I. Joe like you, or has maybe, this is a great opportunity to pick up a book. You read it first, hand it down to the kid, let the kid read it. Heck, buy both covers, one for you, one for the kid. But I'm excited. Again, G.I. Joe isn't selling crazy, but I'm excited to try to sell a new #1 and see if fans still like G.I. Joe. Apparently, a buddy of mine, David Byrne from Writer of Stake, told me that G.I. Joe #1 graded in 9.8 goes for almost $2,000 right now. So there's obviously some joy for G.I. Joe. So I'm hoping this is something I want to be able to order 10, folks. Help me be able to order 10. Okay. So this is a book that I'm excited about. I'll probably order a little bit more of that A cover than the B cover, because the B cover just looks a little too animated, but just let me know if there's a specific cover you guys want.
It's also only a 4-issue miniseries.
Yes.
So you are not locked into like 200 issues or 1,000 issues, depending on what you're reading. But
Doggo, come here.
She getting into trouble?
No, it's just like, I don't know. She's a dog.
That is the last thing.
So do you have the thing where they can email? Do you have the email? Is there a slide for that?
Yes. However, hang on. I should probably also put it at the end. That'd be smart, and now I know better.
Yay!
Bam! There we go.
So feel free, email. We check it Sunday before we do DCFOC. Check it Monday before I do everybody else's FOC. Keep in mind, Marvel is really where you have to kind of keep an eye on things. I feel like pretty much other than Animal Castle 2, every single book people either came in for and asked for, or called on the phone and asked for, was a Marvel book. And I think that played into the part of the reason why we didn't have them Wednesday morning, because the numbers just have to be a little bit tighter, especially on things like Strange Academy 15. Yeah. So this has been the FOC show. Actually, Bren came up with a really great name for the FOC show.
What do you call it?
Brenna's Spectacular FOC show.
Oh, good God. Love it. Rebranding next week.
So, and then we'll be back. So Sunday, I think if AJ Brown is healthy again, we'll be streaming Flesh and Blood Sunday. And then Monday will be the Collective Spotlight, new day, same time of day. And then Tuesday, me and Brenna will be doing a previews show. Kind of, yeah, like previewing Wednesday.
We're live previews world, but for the next day instead of like.
And we'll have images because they'll be here in person.
Oh yeah, we'll have like live.
Even
images.
If Diamond doesn't have an image, I mean, I should have an image unless the book isn't real.
Daryl might have an image.
Daryl's already helped us out. He already had one more image than Penguin Random House had. Oh, and then Wednesday will be the dollar auction. I want to say the crew for that should be Zoe, Lauren, and myself. I could be wrong, but that should be an interesting. When's the next collective costume party? Funny enough, I don't think we're doing a costume party, but because Curran mentions it, Saturday, March 19th is so technically Thursday, March 17th will be our 1-year anniversary in this new location. So the 19th on that Saturday, we're going to do a huge party. Tales from the Collective Initiative Volume 2 will release. The Kickstarter will actually go live in a couple weeks. All the creators will be here. I think we're going to do food truck again. Sidewalk sale. We're going to pretty much just bring in all the tricks we did over the last year and put them in one day. Probably bring back the balloon animal guy, and if we're lucky, we might even do some music so that we can hear a punk rock cover of the Spider-Man theme song.
Are we actually doing that? That'd be so cool.
Oh, you weren't here when we grand opened. We had a band for 2 hours, and I asked them if they could learn a couple of superhero theme songs, and they learned Spider-Man and Teen Titans.
Oh my god, Teen Titans metal cover.
I dressed as Spider-Man. So yeah, Curran, we'll make sure Bren flies you down for that one, all right?
We want to see the Gwenpool cosplay.
Yeah, we definitely do. But is there anything else you wanted to say, Brenna?
No, I am all set. We are all good. Do you want to give the outro since you're a guest?
FOC things. FOC is good.
FOC, you're fucked.
FOC is good.
Bye, gamer.
Bye, guys. Take it easy.